Welcome back to the channel Official History of Coins. Today, we're diving into something fascinating that proves how ordinary items around us can sometimes hold extraordinary stories and surprising value. First up, today's story is about just one coin, the 1966 USQuarter Liberty coin. At first glance, it may look like a normal coin that passed through thousands of hands over the years, but collectors know that certain coins from this year can carry surprising historical importance and impressive value. The 1966 quarter belongs to the famous Washington quarter series, first introduced in 1932 to honor the first president of the United States, George Washington. By the mid-1960s, the United States was experiencing a major coin shortage, and the government had to make dramatic changes in how coins were produced. Before 1965, quarters were made with real silver. However, due to rising silver prices and people hoarding coins, the U.S. Mint changed the composition of coins in 1965. The 1966 quarter was produced using a new copper-nickel clad composition instead of silver. This change marked a historic transition in American coinage. Because of the coin shortage during that time, the U.S. Mint also removed mint marks from coins between 1965 and 1967. That means every 1966 quarter looks similar on the surface, which adds an interesting mystery for collectors trying to find rare varieties or special strikes. The design of the 1966 quarter features the classic portrait of George Washington on the front, along with the word Liberty and the year 1966. On the reverse side, the coin displays the iconic American eagle with wings spread wide, clutching arrows and olive branches, a powerful symbol of strength and peace. Millions of these quarters were produced in 1966, but collectors are always searching for exceptional examples. Coins with strong details, brilliant surfaces, or rare minting errors can attract significant attention in the coin collecting community. One of the reasons the 1966 quarter is exciting for collectors is the possibility of discovering rare mint errors. During high-speed production in the 1960s, mistakes sometimes happen, such as double strikes, off-center strikes, or die errors, and those rare pieces can become extremely valuable. Another factor that can increase the value is condition. A 1966 quarter that looks almost brand new, with sharp details and minimal wear, can be classified as mint state. These pristine coins are much harder to find because most were heavily circulated. Collectors especially prize coins graded at the highest levels by professional grading companies. A beautifully preserved 1966 quarter with exceptional quality can stand out dramatically from the millions of ordinary pieces. Some rare high-grade examples have surprised collectors at auctions. When a 1966 quarter appears in superb condition or with a rare minting characteristic, it can attract competitive bidding among coin enthusiasts. Because of this, the value of a remarkable 1966 quarter can climb far beyond its original 25-cent face value. While many coins remain ordinary, the most impressive examples can reach hundreds or even thousands of dollars in the collector market. In some auction scenarios, top-quality specimens have been valued at impressive levels, with exceptional pieces reaching prices that can climb towards $6,000 or more depending on condition and rarity. That possibility is exactly why collectors carefully examine every coin they encounter. A small detail, a strong strike, or a unique mint error could transform a simple pocket coin into a collectible treasure. Another exciting aspect of the 1966 quarter is its place in American monetary history. It represents the moment when the United States officially transitioned away from silver coinage for everyday circulation, making it a key piece in the story of modern currency. For coin hunters, this historical importance adds another layer of excitement. Finding a well-preserved 1966 quarter means holding a piece of the economic changes that shaped American coin production. So if you ever come across a 1966 Washington quarter, take a closer look before spending it. Examine the details, the shine, and the overall condition, because that small coin could hold far more value than expected. Stories like this remind us that treasures don't always appear in obvious places. Sometimes they sit quietly in jars, drawers, or old collections, waiting for someone curious enough to notice them. And who knows? The next time you check your spare change, you might discover a historic coin like the 1966 quarter, a small piece of metal that could potentially reach an exciting collector value of $6,000. If you enjoy discovering hidden coin treasures and learning about valuable pieces from around the world, make sure to stay tuned. There are always more fascinating coins and incredible stories waiting to be uncovered. Next coin, the 1977 USQuarter Liberty coin, is one of the fascinating pieces from the long-running Washington quarter series in United States coinage. This coin represents an era when American currency was already transitioning into modern-clad coin production. Yet collectors today still search carefully for outstanding examples from this year. The coin features the well-known portrait of George Washington on the front, along with the word Liberty, the national motto "In God We Trust," and the year 1977. This design had already become one of the most recognizable coin images in American history and continued to circulate widely across the country. On the reverse side of the coin, the design shows the powerful American eagle with its wings spread, holding arrows and olive branches. This classic image symbolizes both national strength and the hope for peace, making the coin a meaningful part of the United States monetary tradition. The 1977 quarter was produced during a period when the United States Mint was focusing on large-scale production to support everyday circulation. Because quarters are one of the most widely used coins in the American economy, millions were struck to keep up with demand. These coins were minted in different United States mint facilities, including Philadelphia and Denver. Coins from Philadelphia generally have no mint mark, while those produced in Denver display the small letter D near the date. Both versions are collected by enthusiasts who search for the finest surviving examples. The composition of the 1977 quarter is a copper-nickel-clad structure. The outer layers are made from copper and nickel, while the inner core contains copper. This structure replaced the earlier silver composition used before 1965. Marking a modern era of durable circulating coins. Even though millions of these coins entered circulation, collectors understand that condition plays a huge role in determining value. Many 1977 quarters were used heavily in daily transactions, meaning pristine examples are much harder to find today. Coins that remain in near-perfect condition with sharp details, bright luster, and minimal wear attract much stronger attention from the numismatic community. These well-preserved pieces can become the highlights of specialized coin collections. Another reason the 1977 quarter excites collectors is the possibility of discovering minting errors. During high-speed production at the mint, small mechanical issues could sometimes create unusual features on coins. Examples of these rare minting errors include double strikes, off-center strikes, die cracks, or other unusual characteristics that make a coin completely unique. When collectors discover such features, the value of the coin can rise dramatically. Because of these possibilities, many coin hunters carefully inspect every 1977 quarter they encounter. Even a coin that appears ordinary at first glance could turn out to be a rare collectible with strong demand among collectors. The historical context of the 1977 quarter also adds to its appeal. It represents the late 20th century phase of the Washington quarter series, a period when American coinage was already firmly established in its modern design and production methods. For many collectors, owning coins from the 1970s provides a snapshot of everyday American life during that decade. Each coin carries a small but meaningful piece of the nation's economic and cultural history. The current value of a typical circulated 1977 quarter may be close to its face value in everyday transactions, but collectors know that exceptional examples can reach much higher prices depending on quality and rarity. When a 1977 quarter appears in extremely high mint state condition, with brilliant surfaces and sharp details, collectors begin to compete for the best examples available on the market. Professional coin grading organizations evaluate coins on strict quality scales. A 1977 quarter that achieves one of the highest grades instantly becomes far more desirable to serious collectors. Auction records show that beautifully preserved examples of the 1977 quarter can reach impressive prices. Some outstanding specimens have achieved values that climb into the hundreds and even thousands of dollars. In particularly exceptional cases, a superbly preserved or rare error example of the 1977 quarter can reach values approaching $4,500 in the collector market. Because of this potential, collectors continue searching through rolls of coins, bank boxes, and old collections hopping to discover one remarkable piece hiding among ordinary coins. The future potential of the 1977 quarter also attracts attention. As time passes and fewer high-quality coins remain available, the demand for well-preserved pieces may continue to increase among collectors. That possibility makes this coin especially exciting for people who enjoy treasure hunting in everyday change. One small discovery could lead to a coin worth far more than its original 25-cent value. The 1977 $QuarterDollar Liberty coin stands as a reminder that history, artistry, and hidden value can exist in the smallest objects. For collectors and curious observers alike, it remains a coin worth examining closely, because the right example could one day reach an impressive value of $4,500. Second coin, the 1987 P. Washington quarter. You probably have a roll of these sitting in a jar somewhere, or maybe you found one in your car's cup holder. You are looking at a coin that most people, even experienced collectors, dismiss as pocket change. And that, my friends, is the biggest mistake you could make. Today, we're going to talk about the specific coin in that image. The 1987 Philadelphia Mint quarter, the one with the P mint mark right there behind George Washington's neck. We are going to dig into its history, its face value, and the jaw-dropping maximum price that a small handful of these seemingly ordinary coins have actually sold for. First, let's establish what we are looking at. This isn't some rare, ancient artifact dug up from a buried shipwreck. The United States Mint in Philadelphia produced a staggering number of these quarters in 1987. We are talking about 582,499,481 of them, to be almost exact. That is over 500 million coins with this exact same date and mint mark, all made to be used in vending machines, laundry mats, and cash registers across the country. They are made of a clad composition, which is a fancy way of saying they have a pure copper center sandwiched between two layers of copper nickel, giving them that silvery look without any actual silver content. So on the surface, it looks like a completely common, ordinary, and frankly, worthless piece of metal beyond its 25 cents. But and this is a massive but, that is not the whole story. You see, the value of a coin isn't just about its date or its mint mark. It is about its story, its journey, and most importantly, its condition. The design itself is classic Americana. On the front, or the obverse, we have John Flanagan's famous portrait of George Washington, facing left, with the word Liberty above him and the motto, "In God We Trust," to the left of his neck. The reverse features a powerful image of a bald eagle with its wings outstretched, perched on a bundle of arrows with olive branches below, symbolizing strength and peace. This design was initially meant to be a one-year commemorative in 1932 for the 200th anniversary of Washington's birth, but it was so well-liked that it became the standard for the quarter dollar for decades. The 1987 coin is a part of that long, proud history. So how does a coin that was made in the hundreds of millions become valuable? The answer lies in the concept of high-grade or mint-state condition. Think about it. Over 500 million coins were made and released into circulation. They were thrown into bags with other coins, counted in machines, jingled in pockets, and slapped down on countertops. The vast, overwhelming majority of them got scratched, nicked, and worn down. Their luster faded and their fine details softened. These circulated coins, the ones you find in your pocket change today, are truly only worth their face value of 25 cents. Maybe a few cents more to a beginner collector just trying to fill a hole in a folder. However, a tiny, microscopic fraction of those 582 million coins never entered circulation. Maybe they were part of a mint set that a collector tucked away in a safe deposit box in 1987 and forgot about for 30 years. Maybe an original bankroll was purchased and stored carefully, never opened. These coins are in what we call mint state condition. They have never been used in commerce. They still have their original, brilliant mint luster. The surfaces are pristine, with no bag marks or contact marks from other coins. When a coin is in this kind of untouched, perfect condition, it becomes a completely different beast in the eyes of a collector. And this is where the numbers get exciting. Professional coin grading services like PCGS and NGC grade coins on a scale from 1 to 70, with 70 being a perfect, flawless coin. For a 1987 P-quarter, the difference between a coin graded MS63, a nice, uncirculated coin, and a coin graded MS67, a gem-quality coin with exceptional eye appeal, is astronomical. A standard, uncirculated 1987 P-quarter in MS63 or MS64 condition might only be worth its weight in copper nickel, maybe a couple of dollars to a dealer. But as you move up the scale to MS65 and MS66, the value starts to climb into the tens of dollars because finding one in that grade from such a high mintage year becomes difficult. But the real magic, the true maximum prize we are looking for, happens at the very top of the grading scale. We are talking about MS67 condition. To earn an MS67 grade, a coin must have nearly perfect surfaces, extraordinary luster, and absolutely stunning eye appeal. Out of more than 582 million coins minted, only a handful have ever been found that meet this incredibly strict standard. And because there are so few, the people who want to own the absolute best example of a 1987 P Washington quarter for their collection are willing to pay a king's ransom for it. So what is the maximum price? What is the current value for one of these perfect, pristine gems? According to public auction records, the most valuable 1987 P-quarter ever sold went for a staggering $690. Yes, you heard that right. A 1987 quarter made in Philadelphia with a P mint mark sold for $690. That auction took place on eBay on May 25, 2018, for a coin graded MS67 by a professional service. That is the benchmark. That is the maximum prize. A coin that started its life as 25 cents transformed into a $690 collectible simply because it was preserved in a flawless, untouched state. The Philadelphia quarter isn't alone in its high value. A 1987 D quarter from the Denver Mint, also in MS67, sold for $676 at a heritage auction in 2015. Now, there are other factors that can drive the price even higher. What if that perfect 1987 P quarter also had a fascinating error? The search results mention that error coins, like an off-center strike, can be incredibly valuable. Imagine a quarter where the design is not perfectly centered, where part of Washington's head is missing, and a blank crescent of metal shows on the other side. These mistakes, caught by the mint inspectors but accidentally released, are like rare butterflies. An error coin in high grade can easily be worth more than the $690 record for a perfect normal coin. Some of the most valuable versions, the ones with these dramatic flaws or in perfect proof condition, can sometimes surpass $1,000. And let's not forget the proof versions made in San Francisco. The 1987 S-Proof quarter was never intended for circulation. It was made especially for collectors, with specially polished dies and planchets to create a stunning, mirror-like finish. Over 4.2 million of these were made, but again, condition is everything. A perfect PR70 deep cameo example, a coin with no visible imperfections and a strong contrast between the frosted design and the mirrored field, is exceptionally rare. One of these perfect proofs sold for $236 back in 2003. Who knows what one would fetch today in a heated auction? So, why is this coin valuable? It is valuable because of the combination of three things. High demand from serious collectors who want to complete a perfect set of Washington quarters, an extremely low supply of coins in flawless condition from a year when over 1 billion quarters were made between the Philadelphia and Denver mints, and the historical significance of a design that has adorned our coinage for nearly a century. It is the classic economic principle of supply and demand playing out in a small, metallic arena. This is why you need to look at your pocket change with fresh eyes. You are not just looking for a silver edge or an old date. You are looking for a time capsule. That 1987 P quarter in your drawer might have been sitting undisturbed since the day it was made. It might have that original, untouched mint luster. It might be the needle in the haystack. Do not just throw it back in the jar. Get a magnifying glass. Look at the details under good light. Is there any wear on Washington's hair or the eagle's breast? Or does it look like it was made yesterday? Compare it to the other quarters you have from the 80s and 90s. If yours looks significantly better, if it looks perfect, you could be holding a coin worth not 25 cents, but $50, $100, or even the maximum of $690 or more. The history of the 1987 quarter is the history of late 20th century America. It was built to serve a simple purpose, to facilitate commerce in a booming economy. But the reason it was built, the reason we have Washington on our quarter, is to honor the father of our country, a tradition started in 1932 to commemorate the 200th anniversary of his birth. The 1987 coin carries that legacy forward. It is a piece of that story. So your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to go on a treasure hunt. Go through your change. Look through that coffee can. Check the coin returns of vending machines. You are looking for a 1987 quarter from Philadelphia with a P mint mark, or even from Denver with a D mint mark. You are looking for perfection. You are looking for that coin that somehow escaped the wear and tear of the last 39 years. If you find one, do not spend it on a soda. Do not even touch it with your bare fingers. Put it in a soft cloth or a small envelope. You might have just found a $700 quarter. The demand is real. The value is proven, and the history is in your hands. Do not let this opportunity slip through your fingers. Go check your coins now, because the 1987 P quarter is proof that even in the most ordinary places, extraordinary value can be hiding in plain sight. Thanks for watching, and happy hunting.